Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. It feels like it's actually way later in the week, sort of, but like yesterday I felt like it should have been still like Sunday. It's weird. Anyways, yeah, guys, I ended up I still have to finish editing the second vlog. I'm gonna actually, I think, do that once I get out of the shower. But I did wind up getting to laundry today. I did my grocery list as well. I didn't end up finishing editing that other vlog because I was out in the living room watching the Bulls game instead of like watching it in my room. So I was like, I'm not gonna lug my computer out there. And then instead I was doing my grocery list so that we can go to the grocery stores tomorrow, which my aunt is actually having people over for like family over for Thanksgiving. So that is where we're going to go. So it sounds like we are not going to be doing our own Thanksgiving at home. So it's, I guess, a good thing. Like, I feel like not last minute because it's a week before Thanksgiving, but like I was gonna buy the turkey possibly at Valley Produce actually tomorrow because they have got the same deal as at Jewel. But I'm wondering almost if my mom doesn't want to still get a turkey, and so that she can still like do turkey noodle soup and all that kind of stuff, because normally that's what she likes to do with like our turkey, is like more for like leftovers and stuff like that. And so since again we are going to be over at my aunt's house, like my mom is not going to have you know, like any leftover turkey, and like we always, like I said, it's normally turkey noodle soup for like 2 days after Thanksgiving, and like whatever like leftover sort of like, you know, like side dishes and meat and all that kind of stuff too. And so it's like it's weird, like, and like for the last several years we've had to, like last year Thanksgiving we still had to sort of do at home, and then like the Thanksgiving before that normally we wind up doing it on like a different day from actual like Thanksgiving. So yeah, like I said, that's why this year my aunt actually was inviting us over on Thanksgiving, and so I was like, that's like, what are we supposed to do? Like, you know, because it was weird. We would normally host Thanksgiving at our house on like Thursday on Thanksgiving, but because like I told you guys, over the years like our family has just grown, both like actual people have grown, like we're not little kids anymore like it was when we sort of first moved into the house 20 years ago, and also too it's like other people have, you know, like expanded into the family as well, like, you know, spouses and, you know, that kind of thing as well. Like honestly, when we first, like, we moved in before Jack was born, so there was also not 4 of my other cousins that were born either at that point. And so like, and even when we were still hosting Thanksgiving, like everybody was still little, and like, you know, again, we're like, you know, like small little kids running around. They're full grown, like now all 4 of those cousins, I think pretty much almost all of them are all taller than me. So again, like spacing and stuff like that in the house is just like, you know, like it's hard. And again, like my cousin's married now, and so again there's just like more space that we don't have in this house since we first moved in. So like we haven't been able to, and on top of that too, our kitchen is so small. We've got 2 little like spaces of countertop, and that is literally it in our kitchen. So to make a whole Thanksgiving meal is like so difficult, especially when again you're cooking a great big meal for a lot of people, which again is like a lot right now. And it also stinks too because of the recliners that we have in the living room. Like we can only sit about 6 people comfortably in the living room. Then like we have like an extra chair in there, plus we also have the 2 like bar stools by the what's it called, like the coffee bar. And then like if we wind up serving food though, like, and we put the food on the table, then nobody can eat at the kitchen table, and we don't have a dining room to like feed people separately in a different room. So and like also too, at one point again when we first moved into the house, like I think me and Matthew maybe shared the bedroom upstairs. That's weird. I'm trying to think what this room was then. I don't even know. So my parents were in like the master bedroom, and then I don't know what this bedroom was, but then for like a really long time, like because for a small portion of time me and Matthew shared a bedroom upstairs, like I think when we sort of first moved into the house, and then maybe this room was never my room. I've been able to call every bedroom sort of my bedroom in this house except for the master. My parents were in this room at one point. This was Matthew's room at one point. Me and Matthew also shared this room at a different point too, because then it was a family room upstairs, which is really what it is. It's a bonus room. But when we were little, it was just like, oh, like it was just the playroom and our bedroom upstairs. And then, like I said, this room for a little while, me and Matthew shared it, and the other room was like our schoolroom office area, I think. And then eventually my mom ended up moving me into the other room, which I never liked because it had the big glass doors that go out to the back deck. It was very drafty in there. Like not drafty, it was just like it'd get colder in the rest of the room or in the rest of the house because of the back doors. And it, you know, like it didn't feel like, it was very like not very like private. Like again, like I couldn't like really, like it did have like curtains to like close the, like for the back door, but it was like still like when people would come over for like, you know, like holidays and stuff like that, they'd all like use my bedroom to like go through. Like we were having something where we would go outside, like because we used to always have like a after the week after 4th of July, we'd always throw a party because that's when our town did the festival, and the parade was always down our street, so we'd always throw a party like for people to come and watch the parade. And so like again, it was like people would always walk through my bedroom to like come in to use the bathroom or like get food from the kitchen or whatever, and then walk back through. It was just, it's a really weird placement. Like the more and more I think about our house, I'm like, it's just so weird. Like, and it's just, I don't know, I just don't really like it that much. So yeah. Anyways, like, and it works well now because it's my mom's office again, but for a while it was the schoolroom back when me and Matthew were homeschooled. Our schoolroom was also upstairs for a little while, I think, when that was a playroom, and maybe this was our bedroom, and then that was my mom's office at one point too, and then my mom's office was upstairs. And then when my grandma moved in around the time Jack was born, my parents were upstairs for a while, and my mom's office and sort of family room. But before any of that, back when me and Matthew were probably in here, my parents were probably in the other bedroom, and it was maybe like the office or maybe even a family room downstairs. But then we also had it as a family room for a little while upstairs. And like I said, it sort of always ended up changing. But even the back room at one point we had as a family room, because, and we had like the couch in there and TV and stuff like that, because again, it was like, it made more sense for like walking through to go to like outside. So that again, you weren't walking through somebody's bedroom. So it was like the family room in there. But I remember hosting like one Thanksgiving where like all the kids like ate upstairs for like dinner. And I remember even too, one year we had like my other aunts from like, so it's my mom's side of the family that we normally always do like Thanksgiving with, but then my mom's dad's side of the family even too. Like I remember one of my aunts ended up coming with my cousins because it was also for my birthday, so that's why my mom also almost always like hosted Thanksgiving, was like to also celebrate my birthday. But like I said, I remember there was one year of that, but that was like when we could also like eat upstairs. So then people like ate upstairs in front of the TV, and then we had a second TV downstairs too, I think, something like that. So yeah, like I said, I don't really remember, but I just remember like there was a lot more room to also spread out and stuff like that too. Like, oh, if you wanted to go upstairs, or again, like you could go in the back when we had the family room in the back room, you know, which is my mom's office now. Like people could go in there and like sit in there and like eat too, like on the couches or whatever. Cause like honestly, you'd never like, if our whole family cannot sit at one dining table, like even my aunt and uncle's house, they have the biggest house and they have a big dining table, we still can't all fit in it. Like people also have to sit in like the breakfast nook area sort of, and eat. So and sometimes too, even just like sit in the living room or whatever. But like our Thanksgivings aren't insanely formal either. None of our holidays are very formal, but regardless, like it's not like, you know, we just like do it to like, again, get together and stuff like that, and have food together. But like I said, like I just, like we don't have enough room at all now, because again, pretty much all of the rooms, we don't have like a dedicated family room. And again, like we could be like, oh well, like upstairs is sort of family room slash Matthew and Jack's room, but it's also their room. Like, you know, I don't know if they want people like eating in their bedroom, you know, that whole kind of thing too. And so we don't really have that. That's why like outdoor holidays when it's summertime, like we can still throw like a 4th of July party or like a Father's Day party, because that's near where my dad's birthday is too. So like we can throw like a Memorial Day slash my dad's birthday slash Father's Day, like sort of, because normally we always get together for Mother's Day and Father's Day as well. And so we've hosted Father's Day because it's one of those ones where we can do it outside, and have people like come in and out sort of. But like I said, it's, you know, like Thanksgiving is one where you're all cooped up in the house, and it's, you know, like I said, it's a huge, like, you can't even sit anywhere anymore at this point in our house. And so, yeah, it's a huge pain. Like, I honestly, like, the more and more, like I said, I think about like how outsized we are now for this house, is like, I love this house because I love the location that it's in and like our neighborhood and stuff like that. But I honestly am like, our house just doesn't fit really anymore, like for our family or our lifestyle, like sort of stuff and things like that too. Like, you know, like we'd love to have like we have the projector screen set up in the living room because we don't have a family room where we can have that. You know, at one point, again, when we were real little, we could, but now there's, you know, like my parents have 3 kids. They only had 2 when they first moved in, and Matthew was like a year old when they first moved in. And honestly, I don't know that they ever expected to actually spend this much time in this house. I don't think that 20 plus years was their plan, but here they still are. I definitely have been thinking about like a bigger house at some point, because like I said, I would love to like be able to have family over and stuff like that. Like, that is something that's super, super important to me, but it's just, we don't have the space to be able to do it. We have a lovely backyard. It's not huge, but again, like for parties and stuff like that, like summer parties is awesome, but you do have to worry about still the weather and, you know, that kind of stuff. And like, other than my dad's birthday, this is at the end of May, and my mom's is at the sort of end of August. You know, there's like, those would be the parties that we'd wind up like throwing. There's not in like a 4th of July party, there's not a lot of like summer parties to be able to like host or anything like that. And again, we just don't have the space to do it. I guess where I was going with all of this was that we are not going to be having just our immediate family, like Matthew, me, Jack, and my parents, Thanksgiving here. We are going to most likely be having it at my aunt's house. But like I said, I still have to find out from my mom, like, should we still wind up getting like a turkey? Do you still want to do that? We can do it on like Wednesday or something, or we can again like do it on even Tuesday, like, you know, if I get it tomorrow, or if I get it Jewel on Saturday, like it could still be defrosted most likely by some point by then. So yeah, like I said, those are still the things that are running through my head that I'm thinking about. But if not, like all of the produce and stuff like that, which is mostly what's actually on sale, and most of the stuff that I've seen, most of the actually like baking stuff and other sale stuff is on sale last week. So all of those other like sales that I'm sort of seeing is more stuff, like I said, that's like produce, and so we will use that up for sure. And some of the other stuff too, like the sweet potatoes, those are shelf stable for a long time. Like, we can leave those in the pantry, sort of, you know, the laundry room space that we keep them in for a while, because they don't go bad very quickly. So you know, like those kind of things, that, you know, all the produce stuff that goes on sale for Thanksgiving, those are like, you know, again, things that I'm gonna buy and probably, you know, still will wind up using up and all of that. But as far as, like I said, actual like we need all these things for a menu for Thanksgiving, I don't think so. And I think again too, like we have excess amount of cranberry sauce that I bought last week, and I didn't realize too, I think I bought 6 cans last year. Honestly, I think maybe we've used 2 since last year. We might still have some even from last year. And again, I bought 3 that we'll probably just bring a can of cranberry sauce. And like I said, there's a couple other recipes, like my great grandma had a cranberry relish sort of recipe that my mom makes every year, and I think is probably going to make and bring with. Again, probably maybe a couple other things, but I was like, please, like, figure out what we can bring, because we'll probably have a ton of stuff. And Jewel has really great price on sweet potatoes anyways too, and so it's like maybe we can just do sweet potatoes too and like bring more stuff and like just overwhelm like people with food, because that is what we can do when we can't like host a, like that's the thing too, is that like I like that, like I want to be able to entertain with food because I love food and I love couponing for like that kind of stuff and getting deals on that kind of stuff and having access to be able to host and entertain. But then it's like we don't have the space though to be able to do that, so I want to like overwhelm people with bringing food. Anyways though, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.